In respect to Abby and my social media project, which primarily took place through videos, Abby and I decided that instead of simply writing our personal statements or artist statements, we are going to record them. So here goes. So where do I start? This project, The Dashboard Diaries, was inspired by a web series that Abby and I watched every Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday on YouTube for the past year or so. There was about 150 episodes made, and it was created by a team who wanted to see if there was a way to adapt Jane Austen's Pride and Prejudice into the 21st century in the same way that Abby and I are trying to adapt Sense and Sensibility. The difference is that our end goal, rather than trying to tell the story, is much more focused on trying to really modernize it completely, which is an aspect that the other team focused on, but that was our primary goal. We weren't trying to get through the book. So what we did was, as we went through each event. In each video of the 6 we made, more or less, is a chapter or 2 chapters of the book. And we really just tried to take the scenarios from the book and make them plausible today. For instance, at the beginning of Sense and Sensibility, Mr. John Dashwood, the father of the family, dies. And because of this, and because the Times says that women aren't allowed to inherit land or the house or anything, it's all given to the stepbrother or the half-brother, whose wife is manipulative, and that whole piece is the same. But we realized that in 2013, if the father were to die, there's nothing stopping his wife or daughters from being able to still live in the house. What we realized, however, was that if we made patriarchy a big value for this father, then he could easily pass it down to his son because he wanted to. And that's not a value that's completely evaporated, even though it's not integral to the way that our society runs today. We didn't just try to transform this story into a modern way just for the sake of doing that. Part of it was partly selfish. I was really interested in I still am really interested in pursuing a television, radio, film program at my school, and I wanted to figure out before I got there what aspects I liked and didn't like. And I expected to love writing the episodes, really enjoy filming them, and I took on most of the editing work because it's worth more credits from me than Abby, because I expected just not to like it as much. What I found was that I did enjoy the filming a lot. It was my favorite part, and I really did like the writing, but editing was really fun. And what I didn't realize was there was a lot of things we wrote into the original scripts that when I was editing, I was able to change if it didn't feel right. For instance, in one of the episodes, we did about 12 takes of Abby saying, I don't have a boyfriend, or something like that. And when I was able to edit it, I realized I could break up the dialogue to make her reaction stronger and do it twice instead of just have it once, which I didn't think would get the same effect as what happens in the book, which is a really cool aspect of editing I just never realized existed. Overall, in terms of reaching our goals, I definitely think we reached them. Our goal, just from a numerical standpoint, was to make 6 videos in 6 weeks, which is what we did. And from a personal standpoint, I got to delve into the text that I was really interested in exploring further. I got to build and create characters in a world, and had we gotten further into the book, especially with the Twitter accounts and blogs, I would have been able to make a blog or Twitter account for Brandon Kernel or for Will Aby. So that's something that I would have gotten to do, and I realized that, but just the idea of being able to explore these characters and be able to scroll down a site like Tumblr and be able to see, oh, wow, I think Marianne would really like that, and then put it on her blog, or say, that seems like something Eleanor would be really into reading, and put something, like a quote from a book, onto her blog. And you really get to explore them as fuller people that have a real life. And this is not a project that would have been able to happen 20 years ago, because although the social media part seems a lot smaller, and in time-wise it certainly was smaller than making the videos, being able to send a tweet involved a lot of thought. For instance, with Marianne, I was walking around thinking, Marianne's definitely the kind of girl that would Instagram all of her food, or she would be tweeting about what she's doing at every moment of every day. While I realize that Eleanor is more of the type of person that has a Twitter that's quippy and thinks of witty things and is clever and doesn't really just like tweet anything just because she can. She's more thoughtful. And I don't know how well that came off. I admit that had I focused more on the Twitter and had I realized this potential earlier in my process, I would have definitely focused on trying to execute that. But it wasn't until the last week or so that I really realized what kind of social media users Marianne and Eleanor would be, respectively. I've never really been good at wrapping things up, but I think I've hit everything I need to, and I think this video is long enough. So if you have any questions, that's what panel's for. So can't wait to see you all on Tuesday. Bye.